For this problem, we're going to rationalize the following expression, 6 minus I rad 2 over 6 plus I rad 2. Remember, I is a radical also. We see the radical 2 in the denominator, but we also know that I is a radical number, or a square root number. It's the square root of -1, in fact. So we're going to have to multiply by a conjugate in order to simplify the bottom into something that is not containing a radical, a rational number. So in the bottom and the top, we will multiply by 6 minus I rad 2, 6 minus I rad 2. Right, this would be the conjugate of the denominator. So therefore, in the numerator, we now have 6 minus I rad 2 times 6 minus I rad 2, so I can use the perfect square binomial here, the a squared minus 2ab plus b squared form. So 6 squared is 36 minus 2 times I times rad 2, and then on the end we have I rad 2 times I rad 2, which would be plus rad 2 times rad 2 is 2, and then I times I is I squared, over. In the bottom we have conjugates being multiplied, an a plus b times an a minus b, so there I'll use the difference of squares. 6 times 6 is 36 minus I rad 2 times I rad 2. Well, the rad 2 gives you the 2, and the I gives you I squared. So now we can use our knowledge of the imaginary unit to say that I squared is -1, which will allow us to simplify those pieces. So what do we get in the next line? It looks like 36 minus 2I rad 2. And then since the I squared is a -1 multiplied against 2 makes that a -2, we'll have plus a -2. And so I'll just write -2 over 36. Again, I squared is -1. -1 times 2 is -2. And then we are subtracting -2, so that would be a +2. Okay, a little bit of simplification now. What are we getting? 36 minus 2 is 34. And then, oops, I forgot to double the middle, didn't I? Okay, quick error that I got to go back and fix. 6 times I rad 2 times 2 gives me actually a 12 in there. All right, because it's 2 times 6 times I rad 2. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. That would have been a disaster. So 36 minus 2 is 34. And then we get minus 12 I rad 2 all over 36 plus 2, which is 38. Okay, then now we can simplify a little bit more because I can change this into the standard form and I can reduce out the copy of 2 that's common to everything. So if we reduce 34 over 38 by factoring out 2, you'd be left with 17 over 19. Of course it's minus, and then if we factor out the 2 from the top and the bottom on this one, we'd have a 6 rad 2 over 19. And that's against an I. So the final answer for this one in the standard form would be 17/19 minus 6 rad 2 over 19.